Why don't we start first with the largest object on this table and one of the most unusual ones?
Definitely. In fact, this is sort of the hot corner here. Three of the most fascinating and very, very different items that we've got in special collections. So yes, you hit the nail on the head. This is very unusual. Back in 72, 73, Pablo Picasso designed this in order for USF to have a 120-foot concrete statue of Bust of a Woman, which is the name of this. This is a scale model approved by Picasso, and it was going to be on USF's campus, visible from Highway 275. Problem is fundraising. They set a floor on the donations that could come in, and for that reason, they just weren't able to raise enough from corporations or wealthy individuals, and the project just fell apart. Again, very different. 1591, a gentleman, Jacques Lemoyne, was here with a French camp in Florida. The entire camp, save Lemoyne, was wiped out by the Spanish. Lemoyne's talents in watercolors and drawings were so fantastic that they kept him alive. What he did was to create a journal, illustrated journal of the tribes, the Timucuan Indians native to Florida, of course, wiped out very soon after by both disease and murder by the Spanish settlers. But what we've got here are engravings done back in France based on his original sketches and watercolors. Just an absolutely fantastic volume. In fact, we get so many requests for these etchings for books on early Florida. I mean, it's a must to have some of these that we have put these online. They're available through our online digital collections. But again, classes still want to come in and see the real thing.
Absolutely. Why not? And then
this is
amazing.
It is incredible. 2030 BC from Sumer. This is a cuneiform clay tablet, likely having some type of merchant intentions there. But we don't know. I have never been able to read cuneiform. But something like this, again, would never be able to be acquired with all the tariff laws and the things now for rare objects. So we're very fortunate to have it, and it's something that, again, for every scavenger hunt that comes through each year, it's something that everyone wants to see. So again, very, very unique.
Yeah, you kind of see like just the etching on there, so it's like a record of some form.
Most likely, most likely. It looks like it would be some trader keeping track of the accounts, but it could also be the first poem ever written. We don't know, but. Another great treasure here is a Carthusian missal from about 1450. What's interesting about this is that it is not the most beautiful object, but it is, the Carthusians were vegetarians, so perhaps because of that, they didn't have the best connections to the vellum makers, and you can see here, there's the skin side, and there's the hair side. So really not the greatest piece of vellum, but because of its inadequacies, say, it's a really, really valuable and exciting piece, and something we're very proud of.
You'd estimate how, when's this from?
About 1450, so 15th century piece, yep.
And a lot of those, and then we kind of go through time here, and we end up with a very unusual set from Charles Dickens.
Yeah, this is the way his novels would have been published in serial form. So we have the original serialized version of Our Mutual Friend from 1864, I believe. And again, very, very uncommon, very rare, and exciting to see that, you just think it's a novel, but that's not how his books came out. They were all serialized. For 1 penny, you could get a chapter and then wait for the next one to come out.
And so we're talking, probably 64, 65 cents total there at the time.
That's, now you might be adding some zeros to that. Okay. Yes, yes, right. Indeed.
And lastly, let's hit this piece of Tampa history right here. You think of Tampa and you think of cigars.
Right.
And tell me about these.
We have a fabulous collection of cigar labels, proof books. We have lithographic stones. We have cigars themselves. Wonderful, wonderful collections. This is just the tip of the iceberg. These are just a few favorites that Florida Studies librarian Andy Hughes picked out, but things that you could spend days just going through looking at the amazing artwork and just the effort that went in to get all the colors and these labels using just the lithographic stones. Very, very difficult and time-consuming process. And there you can see the proof books where they would go through with each color that gets added. Really, really interesting stuff, and exciting part of Tampa's history, as you say. And whether you're looking at the diaries of some of the people who've worked in the cigar factories, whether you're looking at the early city directories, or whether you're looking at the objects themselves, really paints a picture of early Florida. Everyone's going to have a different focus when they come in, but we really have a wide assortment of items. And again, if you're doing anything on early Tampa, Ybor City, you got to come here. You really do.